It's time!
All right, welcome back to the Reverse Mush podcast. Harry Mack here as always with my co-host Ross. Very special guest this week, Raufeon Stots, 15-1 Bellator contender, two-time NCAA champion, JUCO All-American, 3-0 in Bellator. Raufeon, how we doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Not many people mention my JUCO days.
Hey,
Appreciate that.
I do my research. What can I say?
For sure. Appreciate that.
No, we appreciate you hopping on, man. And yeah, like Harry mentioned in that beautiful intro there, Harry. A D2 two-time champ. So I guess just kind of wanted to start off there. I guess how did you kind of originally get into wrestling, and then what eventually led you to that transition into MMA?
Yeah, so I started wrestling when I was a junior in high school. It was a time I started actually my sophomore year, or my sophomore the summer of my sophomore year, doing like freestyle Greco. And my coach ended up convincing my mom to let me do it my junior year in high school. That same summer though, my mom ended up passing. And I felt like I put a lot of energy into wrestling that junior year. Just because I felt like I was taking anger out on like I could slam people and not be or slam kids around and not get in trouble for it or whatever. So I put a lot of energy into it. I felt like it was a kind of a therapeutic thing for me. And so I wrestled junior year, senior year, and then I went to the junior college, wrestled there for 3 years. I redshirted a year and wrestled 2 years, All-American 1 year. And then I came to Nebraska. The junior college was in Kansas. Went to Nebraska, where I was a 2-time national champion. And then right after wrestling, I was looking to kind of make a move into. I was finishing up my degree, looking to make a move to Colorado for the Olympic Training Center, because I was told that since I had won nationals, I would get pretty much a room. I'd be able to train in a room with the Olympic hopefuls. So that was kind of the plan while I finished up my degree. So while I was there, I had a couple of my roommates and old teammates, Josh Smith and TJ Hepburn. They were already fighting at the time. They were fighting. Well, TJ was TJ was pro. Josh Smith was amateur, and they had came in contact with Jens Pover. So Jens Pover was starting a gym in Kearney, Nebraska, where I was coaching wrestling at the college, or help assistant coaching wrestling at the college, kind of grad assistant coaching. So then he got in contact with me and was like, "Hey, do you mind coming in a couple times a week and just teaching wrestling to these up and coming MMA fighters?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, I'll teach wrestling." I didn't know who Jens was at the time, but I eventually, find out who he was, and then he eventually got me to do some BJJ classes and got me to do some boxing classes with him. And then he eventually, pretty much got me to fight. It was like, man, you might as well fight now, kind of thing.
You're here now. Might as well.
Yeah, I'm here now. Exactly. So, so that's who I got into fighting through my roommates and Jens Pover. Jens Pover, he's been like a big impact on my MMA life. So, that was the way I got there.
Nah, that's awesome. And do you think, was it a hard transition for you once you made that full switch?
No, I don't feel like it was hard as far as the transition, because I was pretty blessed to have like somebody at such a high level kind of give me like intangible advice. And I feel like all the way through my career, I've been pretty blessed on, with the coaches and the teammates that I've had, that they've had a lot more experience than I had. And then even in like wrestling, I feel like what's helped my transition to MMA, in wrestling, I started wrestling late. So everybody else kind of started when they were in middle school or younger. And so I started late. So I was always like kind of learning as I was going. And so coming into MMA, it was pretty much more of the same. I felt like I had a lot to learn. So I was like diligent about learning, diligent about trying to, be better technically, and just learning the trade. So the transition, especially wrestling, like helped me because I attribute my hard work ethic to wrestling, and then I coupled that with my what do you call that? Just trying to learn a lot. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I couple
absolutely.
that with the hard work, and the transition, is going pretty well so far.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. And so when did you make the switch to Rufus Sport?
So Gents Pover, his gym in Kearney, they pretty much shut it down. Not enough people, not enough commitment from the fighters there. And so then me and him like moved to him and Josh Smith actually moved to like I rode up with him to Iowa. And so we drove from Nebraska to Iowa to MFS, Militich Fighting System, Pat Militich's gym.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we moved there, and I met some more fighters. It was kind of a bit of a step up for me, because the gym that he was starting was like really new, so they didn't really have a lot of people. This gym had a little more people. It was a little better known. Pat would come in every now and then, and gents would come in. Spencer Fisher, a bunch of big names will come in there. Matt, why am I forgetting, blanking on his name? But yeah, yeah, they would come in every now and then, so I would get advice and looks for them. But Pat and Gents, who are like my main coaches, were pretty much off doing commentating stuff a lot, and I was getting to the point where like I never want to be like the best in the room I didn't at that point want to be like using my athleticism to like beat guys or to like out fight guys in the gym. So I was getting to a point where I felt like I was kind of capping on my I was capping on
Your
what I was
potential.
learning.
You hit that like
The
plateau.
potential of getting better. And so I talked to Pat and talked to Gents, and I was like, hey, yeah, I'm looking kind of to make a move, maybe up my training a little more. And so then Pat actually referred me to Pat and Gents referred me to Rufus Sport or ATT. And so I went on a visit, and I just visited Rufus Sport. I didn't really tell him who I was. I just came out, I didn't tell him I was coming from Pat or I knew Gents or anything. I just went up there, and trained with him. And, I was pretty much doing the same thing. And then I went with the jiu-jitsu professor, old jiu-jitsu professor that was here. And what's the name? He tapped me like 6 times in a in a round, and I was like, okay, yeah, I need to come back here, if not just to be on his level or get good enough to compete with him. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So
that's how you get better, getting your ass beat.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta get your ass whooped. You gotta get your ass whooped. So I was like, man, I'm getting my ass whooped, or I was getting my ass whooped by this guy. So I feel like this is the place. And I hadn't even done any striking with him. It was like a grappling day, and that's supposed to be like my day where I felt like before I was like, oh yeah, I'm a wrestler. Like I'm grappling all day. I know what I'm doing. But yeah, they showed me that I didn't, I had levels to go. And so I came back to Iowa, had like my first fight. And then I came out to Rufus Sport shortly after I had the money from the first fight. I came out to Rufus Sport. And yeah, that's how I end up here.
That's awesome. And then I guess now just going into regional circuit, you spent a lot of time there, and you obviously eventually now you're in Bellator. You're 3-0 now. I mean, how much do you think spending that extra time in the regional circuit and perfecting your craft and going up against you've fought some killers on your run to get to where you're at. So how much do you think that's helped you along the way?
I think it's really paying dividends now. And at the time, me being on the region, everybody, on the regional circuit is looking to get to that next level. But I feel like the way my career went, I was preparing for these later later in my career, like with the fights and with the way I was approaching my career. I was preparing to have tough fights throughout. I was preparing to have tough fights. So once I get to like a point I am now, like it's nothing new to me, and I almost thrive, and I'm better. I feel like for it. At the time, I was like frustrated at the situation,
right?
But like looking back, I'm super grateful for for that experience because I'm that much more prepared. You know what I mean? Because I always like I look back, and then I'm thinking like when I was like 4-0, when I was 4-0. Man, I thought I was the best that I could get, or you know what I'm saying? I thought, what I'm saying, there wasn't a lot of room for me to grow.
Right.
Move forward. I get to 8-0. I thought, what I'm saying, I was like, man, at 4-0, I would have whooped my ass at 4-0. Then when I lost one, and then I was like, you know what? I would have looking back, coming back to like I think I like six wins now. I'm like, man, I would whoop my ass back when I was 8-0, when I was 8-1.
Right.
So,
and you lost to Marab, who's the number 12
and I lost,
ranked,
to somebody who was, is
135
doing
in the
really well.
UFC.
Exactly, doing very well. But yeah, so I learned like a ton of lessons. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in the regional circuit, and yeah, I'm grateful for that because now I get to reap the benefits, and now I get to, I get to teach other people lessons, you know what I'm saying, that didn't have such a lengthy regional run.
Gotcha. So that Marab fight was featured on Looking for a Fight, actually, right? So Dana White.
Yeah, it was. It's funny, man. It's funny too because after I had a title fight for VFC, and I was like, the fight was for me. Like I was supposed to be the guy, and that's what messed me up. You know what I mean? So I was coming in, and he was like, "Hey, so we got this looking for or I had fought or whatever in some crazy series of events. Tyron Woodley was at a fight that I had just happened to go to because I got tickets from the promoter of VFC, and he was like, I'm not gonna go. Do you want to go? So I went or whatever. Tyron Woodley was there, and then Tyron Woodley pretty much brung me kind of floor side, and then he introduced me to Dana, and then I'm sitting cage side with Dana talking about the fights. Demetrius Johnson was fighting Wilson Reyes. Karate Hottie was fighting, I want to say Rose. And then, so we're like talking. I'm, gucking it up, talking with Dana. And he was like, hey, so you want to, here, we got a fight here coming up in a month or so. You want to like get on a fight? We'll bring you up to the UFC from the Looking for a Fight. Looking for a Fight show. And I was like, yeah, man, I heard of that fucking show. Yeah, I'm down, man. Yeah, hit me up. And so then we were in talks or whatever, and then I get the call or the date or whatever, and then Marab was the person that he just had an opportunity. The promoter was already he was, I think, a champion of that what's the name, and they called him and asked him if he was ready to fight or whatever, and he said yeah. So I'm coming in there thinking like, oh yeah, I'm the guy, like like this is meant for me, you know what I mean? And I didn't overlook him as far as like not training for him, but like when I got to the fight, I'm like I'm so used to wrestling, whereas in wrestling, like the first maybe 30 seconds or something, like you feel a guy out, you know what I mean? I'm not going balls to the wall, and right. I was the way I won a lot of my matches, you know what I mean? But in fighting, which is a valuable lesson I learned, there's no really filling out process, especially when like you are the guy that people like. Nobody's like nobody thinks of me as they're gonna run me over. You know what I mean? They're in for a fight. They're most likely, or most times, they're kind of scared, which is a good thing. Like that, I'm gonna do some stuff to them.
Right.
So
intimidating.
they're super aware, and they're super like kind of ready. You know, I had got to the point I had like won like 8 or whatever, and I was like, okay, this is just gonna be another one. This is just, you know, my step to the UFC. So let me go in here. You know what I'm saying? Be relaxed and, you know, go. But I felt like too comfortable. I was too comfortable.
Yeah.
And you know, that was the lesson that I learned. You know, I gotta get up for these fights. You know what I mean? Because anybody's got a chance, a puncher's chance.
Exactly.
It's a fight, man. So yeah, it was a valuable lesson. You know, valuable lesson that I learned. But yeah, that was a. I mean, it was a cool experience. You know what I mean? And it was cool the way I got there, you know, but it wasn't my time, you know. Marab, he showed out, and he's reaping those benefits, which I'm happy for him. You know, that's also the one, you know, I hope I can get back one day down the line somewhere, but I'm happy for him as of now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's one that's on the list for you.
Yeah, I'm just upset we didn't get to see, you know, his Sambo versus your, you know, American freestyle.
Exactly.
That's what I really wanted to see. As just a fighting fan.
I'm like, okay, we're gonna wrestle. We're gonna see who, you know, what I'm saying, who can out grapple.
It's a fun stylistic clash. You know, any true fighting fan is interested in seeing shit like that. Always.
Yeah,
so, you know, hopefully down the line we'll get it.
Magomedov, and he's got probably the same type of Sambo style. So
that would be an awesome fight.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of fights you've been trying to make, I know, you know, big shout out, first of all, to Adrian Yanez for, you know, he was adamant that we interview you, we have you on, we talk to you. He claims that you're the next big thing, that you're going to be a champ someday.
Hey, I appreciate that. Coming from the next big thing himself, man. That kid is a killer, man.
Killer to killer.
Killer to killer.
Opinion, and we had to go out and get you on. So yeah, big thanks to him. Big thanks to you for joining us. But so Adrian was telling us that you've been trying to get a fight with James Gallagher, who just
oh yeah. I've been on his head, boy. I've been on his head.
I saw you. I think it was yesterday in the comments on the Bellator Instagram for him.
I know. I'm starting to get to where I'm like bullying him a little bit, but you know, it's all it's all fun to me. I feel like he sees me now and he's like, this mother.
He's sick. Okay, he's just sick of you.
Just stop, leave me alone. But no, I mean, realistically, I don't think he's gonna if he does fight, great, awesome. You know, that's good for me. That doesn't really do nothing for me as far as my climb to the belt. But you know, I feel like it's a good eye opener for a lot of the casual fans. You know, to get eyes on me, you know, which makes me a little more marketable. But yeah, so I highly doubt he's dumb enough to fight me. but I can keep poking. You know, Ben Askren want me to poke at him a lot, so I'll just poke at him. You know what I mean? Every now and then. One of these days, maybe he'll get mad enough.
Ben certainly knows how to market a fight. It's not a bad person to get invited.
Exactly. No, it's funny. Ben is all since he's retired, he's like taking an interest in like giving me quips of hey, you know, you should come up with something to say after your fight, or you know what I'm saying, just like coaching, kind of what do you call it?
Outside the ring, like
a little marketing
outside
coach.
the ring. Yeah.
Brand cultivation.
Yeah, brand marketing. Yeah, he's been doing a little bit of that with me, which is cool. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, look, he's whether you like it or hate it, he's got this.
He's very successful at brand marketing.
I'm sure he's making a pretty fucking penny for that.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to get on the undercard of that, man. I'm trying to fight one of these YouTubers. Gotta get the residual from his brand marketing.
That's not a bad move.
Yeah,
not a bad move.
I feel like Ben could probably make that happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm me and my son and his son got a play date Saturday. So
that's awesome.
Be in his ear the whole time.
See what's shaking.
Yeah, you'll just be poking at him all the time. Yeah, you taught me how to do this. You taught me how to do this.
I know y'all got some room on that undercard, bro. What's going on? You want me to call out some or no, that was what he said the other day. He was like, what YouTubers you want to fight? And I was like, shit, I don't fucking know. Let me go find some YouTubers.
Yeah, that would be my answer. I would just be like,
yeah, that's a good point.
I gotta go look up YouTubers, man.
Yeah,
it's not in my alley.
So meanwhile,
right.
we're recording this on February 8th. Tomorrow, February 9th, Bellator, they've been tickling our balls all week about this.
Man, they've been them motherfuckers.
I heard a little bloomer that it might just be a 135 Grand Prix.
You know, I heard that too. I haven't heard nothing like official, but I feel like they have all the chips in place to do so. And that's another reason why I'm just kind of like poking that. I poked at Patty Mix. I'm probably gonna poke here at Darren Caldwell here later. I mean, I think they got, a good case to make it at 35. They got a lot of firepower at 35. You know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of unanswered questions at 35. So I think it's a good case to be made.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a division full of killers there for sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of division full of killers there, I know you're a close friend and training partner. You got Sergio Pettis there with you. How I know you mentioned it earlier, just talking about the camaraderie aspect of it and just having a gym that you're not just training with these guys, but it's an extra family for you. So just including obviously Sergio, but just the rest of the gym, how much of that really does play a role for you, and how important is that just in the fight game? Because people look at this, they see a fight, they see two guys in an octagon, looks like it's a one-on-one, but obviously there's way more that goes on behind the scenes. For sure.
And I feel like Rufus Sport is like one of those, like when I thought about Rufus Sport before I came here, I'm thinking, okay, this is like it's a team full of, you know what I'm saying? They got a bunch of up and comers, a bunch of people, which we do, but it's way smaller and way more intimate than people think for how good they are. You know what I mean? So a lot of we probably got a good core, probably like 6 pros of our core guys. So like we're very familiar with one another. You know what I mean? We are there, but we're also a bunch of like-minded, and I mean, because of Duke Rufus, we all kind of think on the same wavelength and hold each other to like a very high standard. So that coupled with like seeing each other every day, like we're really close. We're really like about like helping one another. So like I get asked the question like, okay, like I'm sure you and Sergio are fighting in the gym, all the time or whatever. But it's literally, since we don't have a lot of people in our gym, like I've been so many people for Sergio. I've been so many people for Manny Sanchez, for Christian Rodriguez, Brian Bautista. And so it helps me in the fact that, or I'm not Raufeon all the time, so I'm getting better at doing other things. You know what I mean? So I'm not doing the same thing over and over again. I'm perfecting different things. I'm adding tools to my toolbox.
You're like forced to emulate all these different styles.
Yeah, you're forced. Yeah, exactly. You're forced to
like
give them a look. And it's a thing where, when somebody has a fight, we all rally behind, you know what I'm saying, the person that has a fight, so he gets dibs on the round. He gets, you know what I'm saying, the looks that he needs. You know what I'm saying? He gets, the best work that's, beneficial for him. So, yeah, and I feel like, everybody at Rufus Sport kind of got this same, or especially our pro group, we got that same kind of mindset. So we're all like helping each other. And Duke Rufus says it a lot. He says like high tide raises all ship. So I want these guys to be as successful as possible, because then that'll open doors, for me, that'll open doors for other guys coming up. And I mean, and it pretty much did for my Bellator. When I got signed for Bellator, it was through helping Manny Sanchez, for his fight, I think against, helping him for a couple fights, but I cornered him in a fight against Tyron Claxton, and then that, I was able to talk to some people, and that was it opened the door for me. So we're very close knit group of guys that are, very high skill level, and we really love each other. Really sappy that might sound.
That's what it's all about. And I guess also just how cool was it to be fighting on the same card as Sergio? Both
that was that was so fighting on the Sergio. When I went to Bellator, that was what I envisioned. Fighting on the same card as Sergio and Manny. also I got another teammate, Jordan Newman. You know, if I pretty much fight on the same card with all these guys, you know what I mean? That'll be pretty much my Bellator tour will be complete. Like I'll be happy. I'll be happy if I can. I mean, because that gives me a special type of energy, you know, being able to, because I feel like fighting is the fun part, you know, and being able to go to do the fun part with the people that you know what I'm saying, put work in day out and day out, or day in and day out, you know. When I fought on the same card as Sergio, you know, like we're both like in a zone about what's the name, but we're all both looking at each other like, yeah, we finna fuck these people up. We work hard. You know what I mean? Like we've been, you know what I'm saying? We've been whooping each other ass for a long time. Now it's time to whoop somebody else's ass. Like, let's go. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a good feeling. I love fighting on the same card with my teammates, man. It's an awesome feeling. Awesome vibe.
Nah, that's awesome.
Definitely. Hopefully we'll get to see it some more this year.
Yeah, hopefully I get one with Manny this year. That'd be dope. Or I get another one with Sergio. That's cool with me too.
For sure. Well, hopefully we get some fights announced soon. I have a feeling
that's what I'm
tomorrow.
hoping for. In tomorrow, I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna be like this, boy.
It's got to be. I saw you know, like Pico and like Valerie Lareda and a bunch of Bellator fighters are at Mohegan right now, so it feels like they're gonna do some whole extravagant something.
I know they're doing a press conference, some type of press conference. So
right,
they're just gonna announce they're gonna announce a fight card for like 2 days from now.
Yeah,
fighters are here.
Could be.
I saw Juan Archuleta taking that 135 belt to the jeweler to get cleaned up, which I'm not gonna lie is baller as fuck. That's really fucking cool.
I ain't see that. I need to go check that out. I ain't see that.
It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, you gotta get
bedazzled.
Yeah, just so you can
get it
getting a 24 karat put in the middle like Uzi Vert.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, that shit is wild.
That shit's wild, bro.
I feel like that would drive me insane. Like I feel like I would be so aware of it.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a tough look on me.
That's crazy.
Just me.
I saw a bunch of memes that were like the Avengers movie, like the
what's his name?
Stone.
Yeah, what's the dude's name? Yeah, where they're like taking it out and he's like crumbling and shit. Yeah,
rip that shit right out.
Hell yeah.
So we jumped over it a little before, I guess, but so when you were at Nebraska Kearney, there's actually another world class fighter who went to Nebraska Kearney, Kamaru Usman.
Oh yeah.
So I actually read that you two had a bit of like a mentor-mentee relationship.
Yeah, he actually was when I was wrestling in Texas, he was my Team Texas coach. And so I known him from pretty much wrestling in Texas. I knew him from there. Then when I eventually went to Kearney, my roommate Josh Smith was roommates with him before he left. So like I came early during the summer or something, and I was like chatting with him or whatever because I knew him from Team Texas. And then he was like, "Yeah, man, he was like not annoyed, but like kind of like, hey, you doing all right, man?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing good. He's like, my mama told me to ask you, man, because he knew I was not Nigerian, his mom knows me. Like, my mama told me to ask you if you doing all right, bro. You doing all right? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm good. I'm acclimating pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
We're Jewish. So, our parents do the same shit.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, my mama told me to ask if you all right. So you all right? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm good. But yeah, we talked about the season and what to expect at Kearney and stuff. So I've known Kearney for a long time. That's why I joke with him. Well, not joke, but like it was like a hard thing for me, him fighting Tyron, because I felt like I got really close with Tyron while he was at Rufus Sport, and I was like, yeah, I ain't really want to. What's the name? Like, what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of rooting against you in the fight. Or whatever.
I hope both guys have fun.
You say what?
I hope both guys have fun.
Right.
And, yes, I was going to ask you, who would you have rooted for in a theoretical Askren Kamaru fight when they were chirping at each other?
Oh, Askren Kamaru. See, yeah, I don't know, man. Askren, I feel like I have to try to go to Askren because I know him a little. I hang out with him more right now. But he was like, no, you know who team you on. Who known you since high school. Who wasn't? All right, whatever. Yeah. You're right.
Fair. You got a pretty impressive.
I'm excited
role.
for him. This what's name. I got all my tips is in for Kamaru, man. I'm happy for him.
Fun fight this weekend coming up.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if Gilbert's got a chance, but we shall see.
We shall see. Yeah, I don't see it, but
Yeah,
we shall see. We shall see.
Just any path to victory against Kamaru,
it's hard.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It just isn't much of one.
Tough. There's no clear path. You know what I'm saying?
People complain that he's
very
like
well rounded.
People complain that he could be boring, but at the end of the day, like he is very
a winner. Hey, exactly.
I saw someone make the argument the other day when they were, people love to argue online about who's the greatest and this and that, and so people are arguing about, who's the greatest welterweight champion, and people, everyone says GSP, GSP, which of course fair, very fair argument.
Very fair.
I could take it away from that, but then somebody else said, Kamaru is going to have like the same amount of the same length winning streak right now. And he's taking less damage doing it. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, shit, that's a really good point.
That means ain't nobody really touching him like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I watched GSP BJ Penn the other night, and, like, that was an absolute war. Like, both guys took so
Matt
much
Hughes,
damage.
that's what I was thinking of earlier, freaking at MFS. Sorry, that's off topic right now. It was bugging me. Go ahead.
We got it.
There you go. You always love when that like clicks.
Yeah, like yes, thank you. Now the other one is the name of the dude from the Avengers. I gotta remember that.
What? It's like Thanos, the villain?
No, not Thanos. The one with the
Vision.
Vision. Hell yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Easy. I can sleep easy tonight. I don't gotta go Google nothing.
Beautiful. All right. Well, speaking of sleeping easy, Raufeon, you have given us enough of your time very generously. We really do appreciate it. Is there anything you want to plug before we let you go?
No, I just want I'll thank my sponsors, Combat Corner, Twin J, Fight Team, Rufus Sport, and Perfect Sports supplements.
All right, sounds good. Like Harry said, we really do appreciate it. Our eyes will be peeled just like yours tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have some fight news for you shortly.
Hell yeah.
You got 2 more guys back in your corner now. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Appreciate that, brother.
We're noted shills. We'll be in your corner forever.
For sure. Where y'all from?
I'm from Philly. He's from New York.
Yeah.
Oh, bet. Awesome. Cool. Cool.
All right, man. We appreciate it.
If the fights are at Mohegan Sun, we got credentialed for Bellator this year.
Come on through, man.
We'll be there.
That place is cool. I like that place.
Absolutely.
Come through.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, man. Be good.
All right, bro. You too.